Hello everyone, I'm Yuning Liu, a GIS application specialist here at Blue Marble Geographics. Here I'm going to talk about how to export your GIS data to Google Earth in Global Mapper. In my workspace here, you can see there is a Lidar point clouds layer and additional vector data layers that represent different structure of the buildings and one intensity image showing intensity values in this site. Just to let you know, those additional layers are derived from my point cloud layer. I made use of this classified point clouds to create building footprints and other structures with our Lidar feature extraction tool. So in this tool, point classified as buildings shown in orange can be used to create many types of vector data. But now I would like to export this footprint to Google Earth. How do I do that? Google develops a file format called Keyhole Markup Language File, KML, and also KMZ, which is just a compressed version of KML that Google Earth can easily ingest for data display. Since they have been widely used, they are also supported in Global Mapper on both import and export. But so both vector data and raster data that are loaded in the Global Mapper program can be exported to KML, KMZ file format. First, I would like to export my building footprints layers to Google Earth. We can export the layer by right-clicking the layer and go to Layer or Export and select this KML, KMZ options used for vector data only. All right, so there are many options in the vector export dialog, such as the field area translucency to determine the degree to which field polygon are seen through while being displayed in Google Earth. I would like to keep it partially transparent, so that's configured around at 70%. Also, to determine the feature description, that is going to be the dialog box popping up when you click the individual feature in Google Earth. The description can be easily simple or be added attributes or be customized so that if you want to embed the attribute value into the description dialog box, you will need to enclose the attribute name by the percent signs. There are more additional options below associated with the export. For example, we can export it as a KMZ instead of a KML for creating smaller files for better storage. Or we can ask a Global Mapper to additionally create an index file or create separate folders for different geometry types, etc. On the right side, this option should be configured based on the 3D vector data type we are going to export. If it contains lines, areas, points, or combination of those. So here, since we have only footprints to export, which should be area vector type, so we are now focusing on the options for 3D areas only. Here we can determine whether to draw these polygons on the surface or above terrain. And since our data, the footprints data, which should be on the ground, it's Lidar derived, so should be on the ground. The Z value of this extracted polygon should be based on the sea level. So I select the second option. However, there are no height attribute in the layer. So I would like to select the extrude areas option so that this footprint will not be floating in the air and instead can be extruded back to the terrain surface, making them looking more like solid 3D features in Google Earth. Yeah. So for more trivial options in this vector data export dialog, you are more than welcome to check out our knowledge base page that should document all the description for each option in more details. So yep, I can now save the file in KMZ format. And this file format is the acronym standing for the name of the school. I believe it's a high school in Louisiana. Okay, now we can move on to the Google Earth Pro program, which can be free downloaded on their website. Then we should be able to open the KMZ file, and it will create the view zooming into the side of our data. On top of the reference map, there are extruding looking building footprints, and that's it. Next, let's go back to our Global Mapper program. I would like to export my intensity image to Google Earth 2. Since Global Mapper allows user to export any loaded raster, vector, and elevation grid data sets to a KML KMZ format file for display in Google Earth, we can now replicate the same process to explore the intensity image layer and make sure the KML KMZ image option is specified here. Then it will prompt another export dialog for raster export. Here we can determine the image format to export, such as JPG, PNG, TIFF file formats. And we can also specify the spacing on export, also set up the visibility, range, and fading options, which I believe they are for advanced users who would like to control the display while zooming in and out in Google Earth. And there are many more options to explore. So now I just leave it by default so that another KMZ file will be exported as well. But this time, note that we are processing our image data, so raster instead of the vector. So same, we save the file in our local drive and open it in Google Earth in the same view. So then we can start to work on my GIS data that we bring from Global Mapper into the Google Earth program. So, all right, that's all I have for today's video. Note that Global Mapper can support quite more GIS file formats on export to allow users to integrate their GIS data into other pieces of GIS software. If you would like to know more about Global Mapper, please check out our website at bluemarblegeo.com.